Hey, what's up, guys? So many of you thought that I was making stuff up when I told you that there are a lot of people out there who are refusing to pay their student loans. I'm telling you, I follow a bunch of people that I went to college with on social media. A bunch of them are posting every single day. When October 1st comes around and my loans become due, I'm not paying. I refuse to pay. I don't care what happens to my credit score. And I know a lot of you all, your rebuttal to that, I've seen it in the comments. You guys are saying, well, if they don't pay their loans, their credit score is going to be destroyed. Newsflash, a lot of these people do not care. And a lot of you guys are also saying, well, their wages are going to be garnished. Well, just so you know, wage garnishment doesn't just happen immediately. It takes a long time for them to eventually garnish your wages. First, they completely wreck your credit score, and then they put your student loan debt in collections, and then you got all these people calling you like, "Hey, you got to pay your debts, blah blah." You don't just immediately get your wages garnished. So, just want to make that very, very clear. But let's go ahead and read this article right here. This is out of Bloomberg. So Bloomberg is saying these student loan borrowers are refusing to pay their bills. And it's so funny how they're phrasing that because I wouldn't really say pay their bills. It's more so pay their debts. But, whatever. So here we go. Reading the article. Federal student loan bills return in October. I wouldn't really call that a bill. I hate that they call it a bill. It's more so a debt. I think a bill is a little different. Bill is like your rent, your water bill, stuff that you immediately have to pay to survive, right? Food, water, shelter. In my personal opinion, that's a bill. I don't think student loan debt is a bill because you already got the degree. They cannot take that away from you no matter what happens. They could do different things to, ruin your life like your credit score, but they can't take that degree away from you. So I don't really consider it a bill, but hey, whatever. Says right here that includes Amanda Acevedo, 37, who is raising three kids on a radiographer's salary and has $40,000 in student loan debt. For the past 3 years, she and millions of other Americans didn't need to worry about student loans after payments were paused at the start of the pandemic. The forbearance allowed her to pay off credit card debt. That's awesome that she was able to pay off credit card debt and save for a down payment on a house in Orlando. Now with inflation, blah, 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 blah. Amanda Acevedo says she can't pay the extra $412 a month bill she'll owe on her student loans. She doesn't think she should have to either. Oh, the audacity of these people. Not only are they going to pay it, they're so entitled. They're like, I shouldn't have to pay it. I don't think I should have to. Now, don't get me wrong. I think that Biden should do something about student loan debt, and so does Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who is a candidate running for president that I do like. There are definitely people out there, including myself, who think that something should be done about student loan debt. However, I definitely think that this is the worst way to approach it. This entitlement where you're saying that, oh, I don't think I should have to pay my student loan debt. Like, you took out a loan. What do you mean you shouldn't have to pay your student loan debt? It's really funny. Millennials like me. Oh, this is a direct quote from Amanda Acevedo. Here we go. Millennials like me have gone. Sorry, let me bring it down a little bit. Millennials like me have gone through so many economic crises and watched these corporations and banks get bailed out. Meanwhile, we can't pay the student loans we were told we needed for success. We're telling our elected representatives we're struggling, but they're not doing anything to help. Oh, no, your elected representatives are doing a lot to help, actually. I hate it when people say this. This is why I created this political channel, because so many people think they understand politics and they don't know what they're talking about. She's saying, oh, my representatives aren't doing anything. Oh, no. Your representatives are doing something. They just are going to get outvoted. Actually, some of them have already sponsored a bill. There's a bill in Congress sponsored right now by the Democrats where they are trying to get rid of the interest in student loan debt. Obviously, you got the different things that Biden is trying to do. The problem with your Congress people, the reason why you think that your representatives aren't doing anything is because, well, if they pass certain bills that you want, like completely canceling student loan debt, it'll just immediately get struck down. Now, they might still do it anyway, but kind of a waste of time of sponsoring a bill and putting a bill forth in the committee to then go ahead and go to, whatever chamber, the House or the Senate, when you pretty much know it's not even going to be a close vote. That's the other thing. Student loan cancellation in Congress wouldn't even be close. It would just downright get voted down by the majority. Like, that's just how it goes, which is funny because there are a decent amount of congressmen and women who owe student loan debt. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and slide to that article over here. So according to Business Insider, these 30 members of Congress are about to resume student loan payments in October with millions of other federal borrowers. So now they've got the list right here. You can see Jamal Bowman right here. Um, the guy on the left is Russell Fry. The two people in the middle, I have no idea who they are. But let's go ahead and scroll down. So basically, this article just talks about that you have a bunch of senators and Congress people owe a bunch of money in student loan debt. So I just wanted to go through that list real quick. So it says right here, here are the members of Congress who owe at least $10,000 in student loan debt, and then you kind of see some of the people right there. Russell Fry of South Carolina is in that list. Then you see the people who owe more than $100,000 in student loan debt. Jamal Bowman is one of those people. He owes more than $100,000 in student loan debt. That is absolutely incredible. And then it also says Democratic Rep. Nikema Williams of Georgia. The funny thing about Nikema Williams is I just found out that Nikema Williams is a part of my girlfriend's family. She just recently had a family reunion, and Nikema Williams was there because one of my girlfriend's cousins is married to Nikema Williams. Now, for those who don't know Nikema Williams is, she's a very nice person, by the way. Nikema Williams is she is the Georgia Democratic Congresswoman in the U.S. House who replaced John Lewis's seat. If you guys remember John Lewis, the civil rights activist who recently passed away. So yeah, very interesting. Nikema Williams owes $100,000. Jamal Bowman, and then you got a few other people. Then you got people here who owe more than $50,000, and you can clearly see that Rashida Tlaib, who is a member of the Squad, is in that list as well. And then one of the more interesting things about this is that Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez owes more than $15,000 in student loan debt. So does Ilhan Omar. So it's very interesting. Some of these Congress people owe student loan debt as well, which is also weird and strange to me because just so you guys know, they make like well over six figures. Like they're making a lot of money serving us in Congress or whatever. So I don't know, man. Kind of weird. But anyway, back to this article. So the article just goes over all these different borrowers who are literally just refusing to pay their loans. I'm trying to see if I could find anybody else. Here we go. In TikTok with over 230,000 views, Shahem McLaurin, a 29-year-old social worker in New York City, said he was disappointed in the country's political leaders and argued borrowers should ignore their payments as a form of protest. McLaurin, who attended undergrad on a full ride scholarship and took out $150,000 in federal student loans for his master's in social work at New York University, said he was taught that education was one of the only ways to get out of poverty. That is true. I was taught that too. Now he's saddled with debt and says he doesn't qualify for federal public service loan forgiveness, adding to his frustration and financial woes. So basically, Mr. 29-year-old McLaurin here basically said, I owe so much money. Screw you guys. I ain't paying it. He said, a matter of fact, can we watch the video? Oh, they might copyright me if I do. Never mind. He said I did everything right, whose standard monthly payment will be, oh my goodness. So this McLaurin guy, if his student loan debt were to start, which it will be starting in October, his student loan debt will be $1,700 a month. Woo-hoo! That's a mortgage. That's insane. Oh, that's bad. That is bad. Yeah, I think that's really all we got. So yeah, like I told you guys, now Bloomberg is making an article about it. I told you guys, there are people out there who are not going to pay their student loan debt. You guys can say all you want. Some of you grumpy people in the comments, oh, they're gonna garnish their wages, blah blah blah. They're gonna do this. They don't care. I'm telling you. There's also there's organizations there's like student loan forgiveness organizations, like student loan debt organizations that they're basically like advocacy organizations that advocate on behalf of people who owe student loan debt. They are literally like signing petitions and like creating petitions and calls to action and telling people when October comes around, we are going to protest and not pay our student loans. You guys can literally go look on Twitter. There's this organization. I can't remember the name, but whatever. Just type in student loan debt on Twitter. You'll find it. There are a bunch of people on there who are refusing to pay your loans. I'm telling you, when October comes around, it's going to be a circus. The fireworks are going to go off. It's going to be very, very interesting. And yeah, I'm not really understanding why, though, because Biden did institute some pretty interesting programs. He's got that 1-year program you could apply for where it basically will not affect your credit if you're not able to pay your student loan debt. And then he also has this SAVE program, this repayment plan, where instead of you having to pay 10% of your discretionary income towards your student loans, you can now pay 5%. And if you make less than $32,000 a year, you would actually pay $0 in minimum monthly payment to your student loans, and it will still count towards your payment, and you would not be penalized at all. So I actually think Biden's doing pretty good to advocate on behalf of people who just don't have enough money to pay their loans. But to be honest with you guys, I think, unfortunately, even though I do think that there should be some student loan debt relief and forgiveness, I do think that, unfortunately, there are a lot of people out there who just refuse to be adults and grow up and, make the right decision. Now, I do feel bad for Mr. McLaurin here, who owes $150,000 and would have to pay $1,700. I know him in social work; he's not making enough money as a social worker to pay that debt. So I do feel bad for him, but you still got to pay your loans. The best thing that he can do is he's going to have to continue to write to his Congress people and hope for the best. That's all I can really say. Anyway, that'll go conclude today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.